So are you traveling to Japan soon, and do you want to know if capsule hotels is something that you want to use during your stay there? Well, in this video, I'm going to share my experience of around a month or so jumping from a lot of different capsule hotels, going from Fukuoka all the way to Fukushima, and I'm going to share it through 10 downsides that I noticed that aren't really being talked about that much, that you should totally consider if you want to book a stay at a capsule hotel in Japan. Before I jump into the downsides that I observed and felt when I was living in capsule hotels, here are some of the upsides. The price is usually pretty low. You get an amazing location a lot of the times. It's great for individual travelers, which I was. And you also usually meet a lot of weird and interesting people, which I really enjoy also. So with that said and out of the way, let's jump into the downsides. No capsule locks. A lot of the capsules that you go to just have this blind that you kind of like open and close for your door as you enter and exit your capsule. And you might not think that this is an issue, but there's actually a specific scenario that occurred multiple times that made this an issue. So think about the scenario. It's around 2 a.m. in the morning. Some drunk people stumble in and they go to their capsule and they open it up, realizing that it's the wrong one that they open up. I don't want to have my capsule open at 2, 3, 4 a.m. in the morning because some drunk person just waddles in and opens up the wrong one, but it will occur. Routine buster. So what I mean by this is that in a capsule hotel, since you need to share everything other than your bed, of course, your washroom, your shower, your communal area, and so on, what happens is that your normal routines that you have at home might not be as easily done in these capsule hotel environments. At home right now, in this apartment over here, I love waking up, sitting on the throne with my phone, relaxing a bit, just scrolling social media, and then I slowly make breakfast and I relax on my couch a bit and I take my time. There is no rush. But whenever I was in a capsule hotel, I feel like everyone around me was just rushing, and you can't really just suddenly start stretching on the ground or anything. There is a certain urgency to leave the premise and start your day. So having a routine in the morning that you like and enjoy, it's not as easily translatable into a capsule hotel environment because of that hustle and bustle and all of the shared amenities. Mugginess. So during the peak months of Japan where it's extremely hot, guess what? You are just hugged by this humid bubble. And this bubble just translates into the space that is in a capsule hotel. And what really accelerates it further is that in these capsule hotels, you got showers that are going off on a daily basis, and you don't really get a lot of purging of the air and space, which leads to this muggy, musky atmosphere. So I experienced this in many of the lower end capsule hotels because they just, I guess, didn't air out the space as much or didn't have the potential to air it out. Checking out daily. So capsule hotels usually clean the space every single day because there are new people that are coming in and out every single day, which means that those pods, they need to be cleaned and sterilized and so on. And consider this situation. If you ever get sick and you want to stay in bed, suddenly everything gets turned on its head and you'll be surrounded by cleaners that are doing their thing. So it's not really your space between certain hours, and that is kind of a problem sometimes. No audio privacy. So in a capsule, you can't see anyone, but you can hear people. So people might be talking on their phone, watching something on their iPad, or just coughing, or maybe even snoring really loudly, and all of these things, they occur. There's actually this one experience that stood out in my mind a lot, and it's when this one dude was watching a show at like 2 a.m. in the morning, laughing pretty loudly every now and then, extremely sharply. So it would be just like calm with like the show voices, and then suddenly it would be like, ha 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 ha. And then like that sharpness just goes through any earplugs that you have and is impossible to stop. So I just ended up, after like a couple of minutes, just going to the front desk and telling them what was happening. And of course they came and they just kind of like shut it down. But yeah, there is no audio barriers. So if you are a really light sleeper and need quality sleep to function the next day, I highly recommend just getting some solid earplugs that will last you through this Capsule Hotel night stay. Wacky internal clock. Many times with these capsule hotels, when you go into the capsule and you close the shutter in front of you, and you also turn off your lights, it becomes extremely dark. And this also means that when you sleep, that darkness will continue even when the day starts, because your capsule, it doesn't have any windows, it doesn't have any indicators that there is sun outside or the day has begun. And what this does, it kind of messes up your internal clock. And there was some times when I would actually wake up and be like, oh, I feel really good, let's like begin our day. I look over at my phone and it's like 5 a.m. And that becomes an issue because now I need to go back to sleep and kind of like begin my day. Or it would be the opposite, where it was maybe like 10 a.m. and the cleaners were slowly like waddling in, and I would look at the time and I would be like, oh shit, I gotta quickly pack up and like begin like my day because I'm already late. There were a couple of capsule hotels that had lighting features that allowed you to set an alarm that then slowly turned on the light for you, but that is, I would say, a rare feature and not in every single capsule hotel. Firm bed. One thing that I noticed with capsule just bedding in general is that the mattress that they use is pretty firm. They don't have like a soft mattress, and this is great for my needs because I love sleeping on my back and I'm a pretty like pharaoh when I sleep. I just sleep on my back pretty straight. But the people who are side sleepers, that firm bed will dig into your shoulder and really just not feel great over time. So don't expect a soft and fluffy bed. Expect more of a firm, hard bed that you will be sleeping on. Few outlets. So whenever you go into a capsule hotel, the first thing I actually look for is how many outlets there are. Because I know that for my needs, I would ideally want one outlet and 2 USB kind of like plugs, but I can survive with just one outlet. But for a lot of people out there, you might have a lot of electronics. You might have an iPad, a camera, a phone, a laptop, and your pocket Wi-Fi, and perhaps some other toys and knickknacks here and there that need recharging every single day, and a single outlet isn't really ideal for that many devices. Minimal space. So of course, a capsule hotel is a small pod that you're sleeping in, but a lot of the times you also need to bring your bag in there, making the space even smaller. And I am a person that is around 5'10", and even me that isn't really that tall in general, my feet were sometimes just teetering on the edge of the bed. So for the people who are like 6 foot plus, then I bet that your toes would be sticking out of the capsule, just kind of like wiggling out there because of the sizing of the capsules. And this is just the length aspect that I'm talking about. Now, these mattresses, they're also very narrow and skinny. So if you toss and turn at night, then you can easily just bump into the walls right beside you because there's many times a lot of different features around you that kind of minimizes your bed space, making it extremely narrow. Short notice booking. So on the first time that I was trying to book a capsule hotel, my expectations were that, yeah, I would just walk up into the capsule hotel, see the front desk and be like, hey, I want a capsule. Can I have that one over there? And they would be like, yeah, come on over, take it. Well, that was not my experience at all. Here, let me show you my first experience.
Hello.
Hello. Are you... Oh. You're checking in?
Four o'clock.
When I had this first experience, I just went to a normal hotel and I stayed there for a couple of nights, and I reevaluated my strategy on how I should be booking these capsule hotels. And what I ended up doing was that I actually just booked all of my capsule hotel stays pretty much at the same time, as long as I knew that I was going to be in that place and location around that time. So booking on a short notice is not ideal at all. Make sure to book your capsule hotels in advance so that you get the capsules that you want. Now, I would still use capsule hotels if I traveled solo through Japan again. I would for sure make sure to sprinkle a couple of hotels in every now and then for my own sanity, to have my own space and privacy. But capsule hotels was really a great experience where I met a lot of cool people, and it saved my pocket a lot of money too. Now, if you have any great experiences with capsule hotels, or perhaps have any downsides that I didn't mention in this video, then comment those down below. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want more content like this, hit that subscribe button. And with that said, my name is Paul. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Cool.